There is a Firestorm villain that is a pure product of the 80s and was used almost as much after her death as she was before. Her name was Mindboggler, and I will tell you more about her on this episode of Lesser Evils. Mindboggler's first appearance was in The Fury of Firestorm Volume 2, Issue 29. Mindboggler is hired by a secret group to kill Firestorm after their previous attempts had failed. To get the hero's attention, Mindboggler creates the illusion that a volcano is erupting out of the lake in Central Park like a summer action movie. Arriving soon after, Firestorm immediately attempts to stop the volcano. Unbeknownst to Firestorm, Mindboggler is subtly controlling his actions with her illusion abilities. While Firestorm thinks he is changing deadly lava into harmless plastic discs, the hero is instead creating razor-sharp metal shrapnel that is putting innocent people in real danger. Although Firestorm's backup mind sees the illusions for what they are, the primary mind ignores the warnings and ends up completely under Mindboggler's control. After contacting her superior and confirming her success, Mindboggler moves Firestorm to fight monsters that are actually just harmless statues. Making the world warp around Firestorm, Mindboggler causes him to become sick and unable to fly. Before Mindboggler can capture Firestorm, the local police arrive and she watches them take the hero away. After returning to her employer's base, Mindboggler learns that she must undergo another painful treatment so that she can keep her powers. Although she doesn't want to do so, her employer doesn't give her a choice. While in the device and feeling the pain, Mindboggler wonders if her powers are worth what she is enduring. Mindboggler finishes the treatment just as another villain operative arrives claiming to have captured Firestorm. When questioned about the matter, the agent reveals that he is actually Firestorm in disguise. Unleashing her newly refreshed powers, Mindboggler warps the world around Firestorm. Firestorm struggles toward Mindboggler while he believes that he is suffering from terribly intense heat and dehydration. Mocking Firestorm and claiming that he is her plaything, Mindboggler takes out the pain she suffered on him. The script gets flipped though when Firestorm reveals that he had been acting and drops Mindboggler into a hole he transmutates underneath her. Leaving Mindboggler in the hole, Firestorm stops her employer and learns the individual was really an alien all along. After being captured and feeling that she had been used by her employer to get the power she had wanted, Mindboggler tells Firestorm that she wants to help him take down the group that had hired her. Joined by another one of Firestorm's allies, aptly named Firehawk, Mindboggler finds the headquarters of the group that hired her and uses her illusion powers to disguise the trio as they infiltrate the building. The security in the building is fooled by the illusion and let the trio inside, where they drop the disguises and take down the operation. Mindboggler is allowed to go free after helping Firestorm, and sometime later she is disguised while on a date with a guy who becomes too grabby. Using her powers for the first time since working with Firestorm, Mindboggler scares the man away. Just then, Mindboggler is approached by another Firestorm villain called Multiplex, who offers Mindboggler a chance to join him and make lots of money. Not liking the normal life she was living, Mindboggler agrees to join him. After meeting the other villains Multiplex had gathered, Mindboggler listens to his plan that involves stealing a super advanced computer from a tech fair and then killing Firestorm when he arrives to stop them. Accompanied by another villain named Bolt, Mindboggler launches their attack on the tech fair by creating the illusion of a giant tentacle monster hanging from the ceiling. Firestorm is in attendance and begins fighting the tentacle monster, but soon realizes he is actually fighting several villains he has beaten before. Caught in the super strong rope of the villain Slipknot, Firestorm struggles as Mindboggler argues with Bolt about who has the right to kill Firestorm. Jolt doesn't see the problem and blasts Firestorm with enough force to knock him through the roof of the building and onto a freeway where he is found by another superhero known as Blue Devil. Catching up with Firestorm, Mindboggler causes the hero to see Blue Devil as a scary demon, and the two heroes begin fighting. Firestorm eventually sees through the illusion and calls for a truce, but finds that Bolt, who is a villain of the Blue Devil, has a device that controls the Blue Devil's costume and forces the two heroes to fight again. Mindboggler sits back with Bolt and watches the two heroes battle it out. After Blue Devil finally regains control of his suit, he immediately attacks Bolt. Mindboggler and the other villains stand back, believing Bolt isn't worth their help. After Bolt retreats, Firestorm follows him, while Blue Devil turns his attention to Firestorm's villains. Mindboggler doesn't join in as the villains overwhelm and then capture Blue Devil. Unfortunately, the group of villains realize that while they were dealing with Blue Devil, a large force of police have arrived. Withdrawing back into the tech fair, the villains look to Multiplex for answers. When Firestorm arrives a short time later, the villains fight him until Mindboggler creates hellish illusions for Firestorm to see. Playing possum again, Firestorm tricks Mindboggler and knocks her out. When Blue Devil joins in the fight, the heroes defeat the group and all of the villains are arrested. Mindboggler returns in Suicide Squad Volume 1, Issue Number 1. She gets an opportunity to get out of her prison sentence by joining the newest incarnation of the squad. The team is sent on a mission to take down a superhuman terrorist group inside the group's impressive fortress. Just before the team leaves for the mission, Mindboggler gets tired of listening to her teammate Captain Boomerang yammer on and hits him with a dose of her powers. Understandably pissed off, Captain Boomerang attacks Mindboggler, but his boomerang is intercepted and he gets chastised for his retaliation. Mindboggler's role in the mission is to keep the security of the base busy after the alarms are triggered from the attack. After Captain Boomerang has taken out his target, he moves to rendezvous with Mindboggler and sees an enemy about to attack her. Although his first move is to save her life, Captain Boomerang rethinks the action, allowing Mindboggler to be gunned down and her body left behind. Sometime later, a new version of the same superhuman terrorist group returns, but with new members. One being an artificial intelligence that has the form of Mindboggler, but is called Ifrit. Its goal is to infiltrate the computer systems of the World Trade Center and delete information to cause economic disruptions. The Suicide Squad is sent in to take down the group again. Captain Boomerang is dropped off on the roof of the Trade Center, where he is immediately confronted by Ifrit. The construct remembers Boomerang thanks to the video recordings of her death. Ifrit prepares to kill a scared, stupid Boomerang until the squad's leader recalls Ifrit back to her housing. Amanda Waller, the head of the Suicide Squad, has her scientists examine Ifrit and learn that Mindboggler's mind was used as a template to create the construct. To make matters worse, Ifrit is going crazy without access to her creators and their computer programs that kept her sane. While being examined by another member of the Suicide Squad, the device holding Ifrit is opened and the AI attacks the man with Mindboggler's illusion powers before being returned to his housing. Later, scientists attempt to create a virtual living space for Ifrit, but the construct recognizes its fakeness and destroys everything. The scientists conclude that they cannot build a new home for Mindboggler when they know nothing about her past. Unknown to the Suicide Squad, the physical remains of Mindboggler were being used to kidnap a young boy. Together with the corpses of other dead Suicide Squad members, the Mindboggler zombie is controlled by a man with a huge hate-on for the former leader of the Suicide Squad. When the squad is sent in, Captain Boomerang becomes the target of the Mindboggler zombie. The Aussie finally gets his revenge when one of his boomerangs breaks the dead woman's neck and seemingly puts her down for good. Amanda Waller finally finds a way to help Ifrit with the help of another AI. The AI enters Ifrit's container and soon emerges with the newly revitalized construct who reveals Mindboggler's real name for the first time. Unconnected to everything else, another undead Mindboggler is released from the underworld for a short time during the Wonder Woman-centric event called War of the Gods. So why do I think Mindboggler is worth taking another look at? First off, I think Mindboggler had a really cool twist on illusion powers. There are many DC characters who can make people see things that are not there. Mindboggler's illusions though were so powerful that, quote, she could take such complete control of a person's mind that she can induce her victim to do one thing, while the victim believes that he or she is doing something entirely different. With this effect, Mindboggler turned Firestorm into a danger to the public without him even realizing it. It bugs me that this use of her powers is never again displayed after that first encounter with Firestorm, not even when she joined the Suicide Squad later and could have totally kicked ass as a spy. Readers never got to learn about Mindboggler's origin or how she actually got her powers. Mindboggler believed that her employer had given her abilities, but the alien was shown to be a liar. This is further confused when Mindboggler retains her abilities long after she had stopped receiving the treatments. Mindboggler's real name doesn't even get acknowledged until her last appearance, where the information was revealed by an artificial version of Mindboggler who had just gone through some sort of crazy cyber-psychic spiritual realignment. Fuck, I love comics. A big part of why I like Mindboggler is that even after her pretty undignified death, she didn't just disappear, and in fact had almost as many appearances after her death as before. First, her mind was mapped to create the Ifrit AI, which was then seemingly changed and purified. Then her real body was resurrected to fight the Suicide Squad by a corpse-controlling supervillain, ending with her spirit, ghoul, phantasm thing showing up when the doors of the underworld were opened. That being said, Mindboggler hasn't been used in almost 2 decades. The living Mindboggler was only used for 3 years before being killed off. With all of the rebooting and refreshing that DC has been doing, there is no reason to keep Mindboggler off the table and not tricking heroes into endangering the people they seek to protect.